This one isn't super excessive. It's still not great, right? Let's look at the other one next door to us over here. So this ridge is the original shape of the cam surface. Look at the divot that thing's worn in there. There's no way that this thing would ever let pins drop from the turret into the moving deck until it went way past 0 degrees. Yeah, she's trash. This is also an A cam. It's got steeper dwell angles. This thing's done. It's time to go. So, in addition to a worn moving deck scissors cam, this one, it's all broken, shattered. Yeah, not good. And then finally, unit number 3 here. Wear and tear on the cam, but again, A style cam. We're not going to reuse that. This one's got some broken legs too. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. This next step is going to come with a loud noise warning. So, warning, loud noises. Oh, we need more ugga-duggas. Hold on. High speed. Done. I'm going to do one on camera, but in reality, we've got 2 more over here. Well, that didn't end well. I have ruined the threads of my puller. We have upgraded to a bigger puller, and I have lubricated the threads also, in an effort to avoid that from happening again. We don't have much further to go. We just need to cross the finish line. Easy peasy. It's like our next step, we're gonna switch units because this one has a bolt in it. I think most people are gonna find units like this that have a cleft hub. We might have to do the hammer trick on this one also. Yeah, okay, well, that's okay. We have the hammer, maybe, close by. Where did it go? Well, let's see if we can use this one. More loud noises. We got it to move. That's really all we need. Going to remove this bolt completely. Maybe. Again, easier said than done. It's a little crusty in there, huh? Do I need more pry bar? Perhaps. Perhaps this bolt head should have gone this way so it had room to come out. Spin around. We're encountering the cam here. The flanged edge of the cam surface. Well, maybe we can just knock that out. Had to get it in there somehow, right? It's got to come. If it went in, it'll come out. More hammer. Either it's going to work or it's not, you know. There we go. Yeah, it should have gone in this way. So you had clearance to get it out. But I'm not the one that rebuilt this. I'm not sure who is. They may no longer be walking on this earth, right? Big, flat blade pry bar. And again, the hammer. We're going to drive this in here and wedge it open. And she'll, avalanche, and she'll come right off. Ding. Let's switch gears again And we'll see if we can get one of these A-style cams removed. Again, easier said than done. This is a non-standard shape. Yeah, I think that we may be asking for trouble trying to do it this way. But I think that's a risk I'm willing to take. I need to grab a bolt, the one that I use to press everything out with. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Any bolt, really. So we do not that we really care, but in a perfect world, we would not damage the threads on this shaft. So the bolt being there provides some extra protection. This might just be an exercise in futility. Well, it's one of those things we never stop to ask ourselves if we should do this, not just if we could. I think this could work. Either that or the whole thing is going to explode in our face. These are all very real possibilities. This thing keeps wanting to walk away from me. I don't have it in the vise because that's where you're hanging out. Yeah, this is it's pretty sketchy here. I'm not sure. Hold on. Rather than wasting your time, let me stop it here. If we get jigged up, then cool, I'll bring it back in. If not, we'll have to do this on a press. So the answer is no. 3-jaw puller, not gonna work. There's just no way you can evenly space 3 jaws in there. Well, let's set these other 1-to-1s with the A-cam aside. And we will start breaking down this one. We're going to remove our idler gear, our moving deck scissors selector latch, and the stop block on there. Going to start with what? Let's do our idler gear first. 7/16 nut on the inside side, and some unknown outside hex. I don't know. Let's try 7/32. Might be right. Might be wrong. No, it's way smaller than that. 3/16. Nope. Oh my goodness. This Allen wrench set has it's got a couple of pieces missing in it. So there we go. What is that? 5/32. Okay, 5/32 and 7/16. Please. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Hercules, tighten this up. That was never gonna come loose on its own. Never, ever, ever. Well, I mean, that's good, right? You probably don't want your parts falling off all willy-nilly. Boing. What size is this? That looks like 1/2 inch for our moving deck scissors selector. 1/2 inch for our stop block. So stop block coming out. Ugh. Moving deck scissors selector coming out. Yeah. Yeah, these are all crusty. This video is not going to cover cleaning and painting of these parts. Simply disassembly. But please know that that is getting done. Need a weird tap in there. Oh, that's a flat washer. Hold on, I have a better idea. It's kind of stuck in the wall there. We will make our own little contraption here. Maybe a little tighter. I don't know when this was assembled. It looks like 30, 40, maybe 50 years ago. We don't know. Anybody's guess. We know it's early Model A because non-adjustable link, right? Moving on. Anyway, 3 Allen head bolts. These are loosey-goosey. I don't know what size these are. I have become separated from the Allen wrench holster. Goopy threads. That one's loose. This one's loose. Perhaps we can do this with some power tool. Speed things up a little bit, maybe. I don't know. It's fine. Maybe. It's maybe fine. This one's pretty tight. Let's do the hammer trick again. Oh yeah. Almost feels like thread lock in there. Just stiff. Very stiff. Yeah. I give up. If not power tools, at least a ratchet. Right? He got all day. Oops, dropped it. All right, plate's coming off. Maybe. Pieces are falling apart. Rubber mallet, rubber mallet, rubber mallet. Rubber mallet song happened. It got real. Let's see. We're going to extract the keyway. Let's see if we can do the side cutter method trick. Let me moving on up. See if we can wedge this thing out. Nope. Nope. I have a bigger set in my... Oh, I'm backwards. Well, that might help. There we go. Yeah, buddy. It pays to orientate your tools correctly. Is that gonna... No. Well, maybe. No. But these are curved jaw and I like them. Over our other flat jaw. I want to get this spacer out. Yeah. 50 years of Crust-O-Matic in there. May not be able to. Anyways, that is of little consequence at this point in time. It bears no difference on what we are doing. Let me stop right here. We'll reset up. So our next steps, we're going to take our bolts and our washer off here. Can you see in there? Yeah, probably not. There are 4 bolt heads in there. I believe they're 1/4 so 7/16. There's a clamping plate that clamps the bearing in place. We need to loosen that clamping plate. It's kind of a tricky spot to get into, but with a little bit of patience and perseverance, you'll get there. We're going to do this. This is an older style housing, so it's got 4 bolts. The newer style housing will have 2. Ding. So just for demonstrative purposes, we're going to be loosening these 4 bolts. And ideally, when we get them loosened far enough, we can tap our aluminum cover down. And you'll see in a minute, ding, why we want that down. Can you see in there how we've loosened the bolts and the clamp, and we're allowed to shift that bearing in the housing now? That's important, because now you get to meet Max, the 12-ton hydraulic gear puller. Say that 3 times fast. I can't even get it all in frame, huh? Oh, wait. Yeah, safety first. Don't forget. Just in case anything goes kaboom. Oh, we're in the danger zone here. I don't know if we need heat or hopes and dreams. Danger, danger, danger. Let's take our tip out so we've got flat to flat. Let's do that. Well, I think we're just going to have to deal with this being a little sketchy and out of frame. That's okay. There's no reason for this not to work. It's worked every other time I've done this, right? Oh, yeah, we got a pop. I don't know if that's a good pop or not, but wow. I'm becoming very nervous now. Let some pressure out here. I'm going to clamp in the vise a little bit more sturdily. We're not going to salvage the shaft. Safety glasses are important. There was one time I was pressing a detector disc together. Well, not a detector drive shaft. And it just poof into a million pieces in my face. It was not good. This is not OSHA approved either. Yeah. Maybe we move down to the floor where we can exert downward pressure on it. Because this workbench is taller. So we're like 6.5 feet in the air up here. Well, that's kind of a bummer. I had it standing upright on the floor and I'm reefing on the handle and it felt like it was pumping. But it's kind of bypassing internally. We've exceeded our 12-ton. Before I give up completely on this for today, I'm going to try and take all 4 of those screws out and see if I can support our 1-to-1 aluminum housing here in the press and press the shaft that way and slide all of this that way. That might work. Yeah, that's not sketchy at all. Hold on, I forgot my safety glasses. Well, either this is gonna work or the extended cycle cams are gonna shatter. We don't know yet. Let's find out. Make sure our valve is closed. I can't tell if it's moving. No, our plates are bending. No, abort. Well, at this point, it's going back in the box. We might as well hit it with a hammer and throw it in the garbage. Or find somebody who has more substantial press tools. I'm gonna take a crack at, take a shot at these two. At least trying to get the gear off. It may or may not work. These might be so old, the tolerances may have been tighter, and this thing is at least 15 years old, so I'm wondering if there are some internal seals in there that have worn away over time, and we may not be actually getting 12 tons of force on it. Just kind of a quick side note too. I know that I can get a torch and heat this up. I know it's probably gonna work, but I have a can of MAP gas in my toolbox out there. I don't know where the nozzle is. Also, smoke detector. So if we do that, we're gonna have to go outside, and it's kind of rainy and crappy out there today. So, well, let's remember, we're not gonna call this the end of the story. This is just the end of a chapter. They still have a brand new aluminum 1-to-1 cover at the other place. So I'm going to go pick that up. And really all we need is to take one of these gears off. If we can get lucky and get any one of these 3 1-to-1 gears off, we can transfer it over because they have a shaft, they have a plate. We have most of the keyways. I ordered some other ones. One of those 2 that came in the other day, it wasn't correct. So really, all we got to do is get 1 gear off. We have we need a 1 in 3 chance, right? And they put a detector in the box too, so I looked it over and got a couple bits and bobs ordered for that as well. So I'm sure they'd appreciate having a detector that works properly, as some spare parts inventory too. This one isn't super excessive. It's still not great, right? Let's look at the other one next door to us over here. So this ridge is the original shape of the cam surface. Look at the divot that thing's worn in there. There's no way that this thing would ever let pins drop from the turret into the moving deck until it went way past 0 degrees. Yeah, she's trash. This is also a an A cam. It's got steeper dwell angles. This thing's done. It's time to go. So, in addition to a worn moving deck scissors cam, this one, it's all broken, shattered. Yeah, not good. And then finally, unit number 3 here. Wear and tear on the cam, but again, A style cam. We're not going to reuse that. This one's got some broken legs too. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.